Is football crazy? Is football mad? That football had just taken away the little bit of sense he had. And it would take a dozen servants to wash his clothes and scrub, since Paul became a member of that terrible football club.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Football Crazy podcast, and also welcome to our first subscriber, and thank you so much for supporting this rather pointless podcast. Anyway, on today's show I am going to be previewing the EFL Cup match between Blackpool and Sunderland, but before all that it's time to hand over to our American Premier League expert Larry for another Premier League Roundup. Over to you, Larry.
Thank you, Jeff. And now it's time for our second Premier League Roundup. So let's begin. Liverpool, 2, Burnley, 0. Aston Villa, 2, Newcastle United, 0. Crystal Palace, 0, Brentford, 0. Leeds United, 2, Everton, 2. Manchester City, 5, Norwich City, 0. Brighton and Hove Albion, 2, Watford, 0. Southampton, 1, Manchester United, 1. Wolverhampton Wanderers, 0, Tottenham Hotspur, 1. Arsenal, 0, Chelsea, 2. And the result of the West Ham United and Leicester City match will not be included in this roundup, due to a recording clash, and we apologize for that. Anyway, I will be back next time. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Larry. See you next time. Now it's time for our preview of the EFL Cup match between Blackpool and Sunderland. Now, in their opening 4 matches in the Championship, Blackpool have struggled. They only have 2 points out of a possible 12, whereas Sunderland on the other hand have had a flying start in their opening 4 games in League One, getting 9 points out of a possible 12, and I think going into this one, Sunderland will be feeling confident that they can cause an upset. But with that being said, Blackpool mustn't be underestimated because they have had a poor start to the season, and I think if Sunderland underestimate Blackpool, their hopes of achieving an upset against Blackpool will be over. But I think Blackpool will be going into this match with one eye on the next Championship match, so Sunderland could have a chance, but I guess we are going to have to wait and see. When it comes to predicting the result of this game, it is so hard for me to do, but I think if Blackpool choose to focus on preparing for their next Championship game, Sunderland may end up winning. But I can also see Blackpool winning, so I think it is going to be a very close and extremely tense game, because I think both teams are wanting to win it, to go through to the next round of the Cup. That brings to an end another episode of Football Crazy Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to what I have had to say. I will be back on Saturday to preview our match against Wycombe Wanderers, so until then, thank you once again for listening, stay safe and enjoy the match.
Is football crazy? Is football mad? That football had just taken away the little bit of sense he had. And it would take a dozen servants to wash his clothes and scrub, since Paul became a member of that terrible